It's the big one this week, the highly anticipated, highly awaited All Blacks versus Ireland. Oh man, some big news in the week from last weekend's game with Cody Taylor out, Beauden Barrett out, both not available for the Irish game. I'm going to try my best to predict the All Black side to take on Ireland in probably the most anticipated game of the year. Holy, it's going to be huge. As always, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think of the team? How do you think they must go with changing the team around because of those injuries? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe while you're there. Let's get into it. My predicted All Blacks team to take on Ireland this week in Ireland. Holy, it's gonna be huge. Ethan de Groot, Asafo Moore, Tyrell Lomax, Tupou, Scott Barrett, captain, Wallace Atiti, Sam Cane, Artie Savia, Cam Roygard, Damien McKenzie, Geordie Barrett, Rico Ioane, back three of Caleb Clark, Mark Talia, and Will Jordan. Bench of George Bell, Ofa Tongafasi, Tamaiti Williams, Patrick Tuipolotu, Samipeni Finau, TJ Perenara, Anton Leonard-Brown, and Stephen Perofeta. Strong, still very, very strong side. Before we get into some of the reasons why, I'll put up the update here that was released from the All Blacks. So there's concussions to Cody Taylor and Beauden Barrett, and both making them both unavailable for the Irish game. Man, two very, very important positions, hooker and fly-off. Holy. Asafo Moore played well when he come on last week. There's a couple of line-outs that didn't go to thing. Damien McKenzie played well when he come on, but that's like, when you talk about important positions in a team, hooker and fly-off are your first two. Besides maybe prop, like hooker and fly-off are your two most important positions. So going into this game, All Blacks are definite underdogs here. And let's see the resilience going into this, how they're going to adapt to this. It'll be very, very interesting. So my front row, Ethan de Groot, Asafo Moore, Tyrell Lomax. So de Groot obviously last week breached protocols, training protocols or team protocols. I'm guessing it was just a 1 week kind of out of the squad, and this week will be back into it. Because man, in the scrum, he is absolutely vital for them, and a set piece is going to be so important for this game. So de Groot and Lomax do really well at anchoring that scrum first off. So I thought in the first half against England, the scrum really struggled. In the second half, the scrum was good, but the scrum really struggled in the first half. Then Asafo Moore is just the lineouts. We know what he can do with ball in hand, and his defensive efforts really, really strong. It's just keeping those lineouts connected for the full 80 minutes. Like in the first half when he come on, good. And then the second half, it's just, I don't know, it just went downhill pretty fast, the lineouts did. And I don't think Amor is all to blame. There was a lot of times where jumpers weren't going up where they were supposed to, just a little bit of disconnect there. And that's something they'll definitely want to get right, because this Irish pack, at line-out time, they're going to come for the All Blacks on All Blacks ball, 100%. They're obviously seeing this as a weakness, and they're also going to play to it. Like, when we kick for possession, but let's kick, or for territory, let's get the ball out and then attack their line-out. So they'll look to kick, get the ball out, and let's get to the line-out and really attack All Blacks line-out. So my locks, Tupou, Scott Barrett, really, really good. I almost wanted to go with Patrick Tuipolotu to start, but man, the punch he brought on off the bench, and this Irish team are going to go for a full 80. You want that energy coming off the bench. And yes, it's a catch-22 because you want that energy from the start. And will Tupou, if you start Tuipolotu with Barrett, will Tupou bring that same energy later on in the game? So I think Tuipolotu, like the amount of energy he brought on, in that later in that game versus England, kind of keeps him on the bench. It's like a catch-22 there. So I've gone with that, but you could easily see Scott Barrett and Tuipulotu starting, just bigger bodies as well. My back three, back row, Wallace Atiti, Sam Cane, Artie Savia. I do not even have to explain myself here. You'd almost go Wallace Atiti, Wallace Atiti, Wallace Atiti. He's been that good. Every single game just getting better and better. Sam Cane was fantastic as well. We know this is his last tour with the All Blacks, but man, he was really, really good. Just that off the ball work, the rucks that he hit, the amount of tackles. He's not the flashy ball carrier, but that's where Wallace Atiti and Artie Savia come into the game, but he brings everything else. There's a couple of turnovers he made in the game last week that were vital turnovers. And obviously, you heard in the post-match interviews, Wallace Atiti saying how important Sam Cane's leadership and his role when talking in the huddle, how important that was. So he's in there and stays there. Then my 9 and 10, Cam Roigard and Damien McKenzie. So changing the 9 and 10 from last week. Obviously, Barrett not available this week. And then I just thought Cam Roigard, when he come on, his service is just crisp. Offers a lot more with ball in hand, just around the rucks as well. A bigger body. So he's keeping those defenders around the ruck really true. I think he gets the nod here. Him linking up with McKenzie for this one. Then McKenzie comes in for Barrett. Kicked well off the tee last week when he come on. Didn't get much ball with ball in hand, but he's your only option there right now, unless you want to bring. I don't think you're going to bring Stephen Perofeta straight in. So Damien McKenzie gets the jump at 10. Centers Barrett and Rico Ioane, really good last week. Strong, getting the ball over that vantage line. Strong defensively. Rico, there's a couple of touches he got there, getting over that vantage line. Nice. Didn't get much ball, but they'll be up against it, I'm guessing, against someone like Bundy Aki. And I'm not too sure who could, Henshaw maybe at outside centre. I'm not too sure who would play outside centre for Ireland, but it's going to be a huge battle. And getting over that vantage line on first phase will be very, very important. Then my back three, Caleb Clark, Mark Talia, and Will Jordan. Caleb Clark, quieter than his usual game last week, but still really good with how they used him on first phase. So they're either using Geordie Barrett or Caleb Clark to get over that vantage line first phase, and he does it so well. Such a bigger body. And then Mark Talia was really, really good at 2 tries, cemented his spot at number 14 there. Really, really good. And the same with Will Jordan, playing kind of that, Mark Talia and Jordan playing kind of that roaming style, where Talia is going to pick the ball up at 9 and dancing around a few would-be defenders. Just somehow always breaks 2 or 3 tackles every time he carries the ball. The same with Will Jordan. He's got that explosive pace and very strong for their size as well. And he's really growing into that fullback spot, and he's making it his. Will Jordan is. So they'll go with that. That's a very, very strong side. But man, these guys are going to have to up 2 or 3 gears for this Irish game. And then my bench, so you've got George Bell comes in. Obviously, Almua promoted to starting lineup because Cody Taylor is injured. Very inexperienced Bell, but that's it, man. It's sink or swim kind of stuff. Then Tonga Fassi and Williams coming on a bit later. Did well in the scrums last week. Well, Williams struggled, I think, at the start of the game, but I think bringing him on in the back end of the game into tired bodies or tired legs, he can really put a bit of pressure on that Irish scrum. And then Tuipulotu and Finau coming on later, also bringing that energy, bringing that strong physicality as well. Both strong with ball in hand and strong defensively. And that's what you want coming on later in the game. Then I've gone with Perenara. Just that experience to come on later in the game, to calm everything down or to bring that energy when needed. It's the been there, done that type experience that you need in these big games. And I think they go with Perenara on the bench. Then Anton Leonard-Brown covers your center /wing. and Perofeta covers your 10/fullback. Oh man, this is going to be a huge, huge game. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this team. Could you see anything different to this? Let me know what you think. Hit that subscribe while you're there, and I'll see you next time. Bye.